Hi there, I'm Nabil Murad. Summing is beyond a doubt the most commonly used calculation in Excel, to the extent that Microsoft added a special tool on the right side of the Home tab, the sigma symbol, the sum function, the auto sum function, and it also made it available on the left side of the Formulas tab. But today I want to talk to you about summing based upon one single condition. So if you want to sum based on a condition, you don't use the sum function, you use the SumIf function. So let's get started. In my worksheet, I have a list which shows a year column, in column B, a representative, a sales amount, cost of goods sold, and a profit. If I wish to add up the sales, if I wish to calculate the sum of sales, I would simply go to the Home tab and then select the destination cell and click on Auto Sum. But what if I would like to calculate the sum of sales if the sales rep is Mike? So in this case, instead of going to the column that I want to sum, the sales column, in this case I will start by going to column C, having all the representatives. And whenever I find Mike, I will go and grab the number corresponding to the sales for Mike. And then I continue reading. Whenever I bump into Mike one more time, I grab the number and so on and so on. So in this case, I cannot use a regular sum function. I use the SumIf function. And the SumIf function is an old function in Excel, and it requires three arguments. Number one, the range. What does it mean, the range? It means the range having the different options related to the condition you have. And because I'm adding the sales based upon a condition in the name of the sales rep, so in this case I will have to grab all the range having all the sales rep, and this is the first argument. The second argument, in this entire range of sales rep, what is the specific sales rep you are looking for? So if I was to create my calculation in cell I11, my condition will be Karim. If I copy the formula down, my condition changes, but the range doesn't change. My condition will become Mike, and then it will become Sandra. As I go further down, the name of the sales rep changes. What if I would like to add the sales based upon a condition in the year? In this case, my criteria range will be the year. In cell I20, my condition in this entire range of years will be 2011, and then 2012, and so on and so on. The third argument for the SumIf function is whenever your condition is found, what would you like to sum? If you want the sum of sales, so you will be selecting the range for sales. And note that whenever you refer to a range in a calculation and you want to copy that function down, so you need to lock that range. So let's get started. I will start by creating a SumIf function in cell I11 by typing equal SumIf, and then I hit the tab key. What's your range? My range is the entire range of sales rep, so I select the first value. Instead of dragging, I'll use the shortcut Shift Control down arrow to select the entire range, and I want to lock that range and jump back to my function, so I hit the F4 key, and then I hit comma. When I hit comma, the next argument criteria becomes bold, which means Excel is expecting me to provide a condition. My condition from the point of view of this cell in which I'm creating my function is the first sales rep Karim, and this one shouldn't be locked because when I copy my formula down, I want H11 to change to become H12, H13, H14, and so on, to pick up a different condition, to pick up a different sales rep, and then I hit comma, and then it asks me whenever I find Karim in this entire range, what would you like to sum? Oh, I want to sum the sales, so I'll select the first value under sales, and then extend my range, Shift Control down arrow F4 to lock it, and then close bracket, and then hit enter. So this is the total sales amount for Karim. This is the sum of sales if the sales rep is Karim. If you want to copy this formula down, you click and drag, and you would have been creating a SumIf function for each one of the sales rep. I could do the same exact thing by changing my condition. So let's say my condition is in the year. I would like to aggregate my sales by year. So I'll be using a SumIf function equals SumIf. And then I have to select my criteria range. My criteria range this time is different. It's the year. So I select the first value under year, shift control down arrow to extend my range, and then hit F4 to lock it and jump back. Then I hit comma. What is your specific year for this specific cell in which you are creating your function? I'll click on H20, which has 2011, and then I hit comma. And then what would you like to sum? I want to sum the sales, so I'll select the first value under sales, shift control down arrow F4 to lock it, and then close bracket and hit enter. Now I can copy my formula down. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that sum range is in square brackets, which is an optional argument. What does it mean, an optional argument? I'm going to recreate these two functions one more time, but I'll make a change for the sum range. So I'll be repeating the same exact function. I'll be recreating the same exact function equals SumIf, and then I hit the tab. My range, because I'm looking for a condition in the sales rep, so I'll select the entire range for sales rep, shift control down arrow F4 to lock it, and then comma, and then in this case I have a condition. My condition from the point of view of this cell in which I'm creating my function is the first sales rep Karim, and then I hit comma, and look at this. What would you like to sum in case you find that specific sales rep in the range? I want to sum the sales, but because it's an optional argument, I can simply select the first value, and I'm going to lock it by hitting F4. I didn't have to select the entire range. I'm just adding a marker, and when I put this marker, Excel will automatically adjust the sum range to be equal to the criteria range. So I'll close bracket and hit enter, and I got the same exact result. If I click and drag down, I would be getting the same exact values. I'm going to apply accounting formatting. Let's do it one more time here. I'll be selecting the range for summing the sales based upon the year, and now I would like to show you another way of creating this function in one single step. I'm selecting the whole range up front, and from the cell different in color, we call it the active cell, I'll start typing equals SumIf, and then I hit the tab key. What's your range? This time I'm looking for a year, so I need to select from the source list the entire range having all the years and lock it and jump back. I'm selecting the range from B6 to B315, and then I hit comma. What's your specific condition from the point of view of this cell? It's H20, and then I hit comma, and then finally I'll add my marker because I want to add up the sales. So I'll select the first value, lock it, and close bracket, and then look at that. To populate this entire function, I'm going to hit Control Enter. And when I hit Control Enter, I get the same exact values. Another reason for which the sum range is an optional argument, because I might have my condition in the same exact range that I'll be adding. In this case, I'll be omitting the sum range argument completely. So let's say I would like to sum up the sales. If the sales are above 8,000, I would like to add up the sales. If the sales are above or equal 8,000, below 8,000, less than or equal 8,000. And then I'll be creating the function one more time without having the conditional operator inside the cell. Let's get started. Equal SumIf. What would you like to sum? In this case, the range that I want to sum is the same exact range having the conditions. I'll select the first value, shift control down arrow F4 to lock it, and then hit comma. What's your condition? My condition is one cell to my left, and I'm done. I don't need to provide a sum range because it's the same exact range like the criteria range, and now when I hit enter, I get this result. And then I'm going to click and drag up to the end, and look at this. Here I got a 0 because the comparison operator is not preceding my number. I can apply some accounting format, and then I would like to go to these two cells and fix this issue. I'll put it in the edit mode by hitting the F2 key on my keyboard, and if you look at the lower left corner of your screen right now, it says ready. I'm going to hit the F2 key to put my function in the edit mode, and here it says 8,000, which means as if I'm looking for something exactly equal to 8,000, which doesn't exist. So I'm going to click right before the cell having my condition L15, and in double quotes I'll type greater than and close the double quotation and join it with an and symbol. Now if I hit enter, I'm getting the same exact number like the first cell. Let's edit the second calculation as well. I'll put it in the edit mode by hitting the F2 key, click to the left side of the criteria, and then now I would like to type my comparison operator greater than or equal in double quotation, and then join it with an and symbol, and then hit enter, and we get the correct result. So in this example, I created a setup. I see the different sales reps side by side. If you don't want to abuse of the real estate in your worksheet, you can replace all these names with a drop list. Let me show you how to do that. In my next example, drop list, I'm going to get the same exact result by creating a drop list. So I need a unique list of sales rep and a unique list of years, and I did that already, and I extracted them to the right side of this worksheet. I have a unique list of sales rep, I have a unique list of years, and I would like to create my drop list. To create a drop list, I select the destination cell and go to the data tab and click on data validation. Here I would like to allow a list, so from the first down arrow I select list, and then I need to specify the source for this list. So I put my blinking cursor in the source box, and then I navigate to the location of the names, and I select those names and hit OK, and I would have created my first drop list. Here is my first drop list. I can select any name, and I can change the name later on by using the down pointing arrow. Let me create another drop list. In cell H15, I'm going to create another data validation list by clicking on data validation, allowing a list. I click on the down arrow and select list, and then put my blinking cursor in the source box, navigate to the right side, and then I'll be selecting the different years and hit OK, and I would have created my second drop list. You can click on the down arrow and select any year. Now let's create our SumIf function. But you know what? I would like to make it easier for me to create a function. So select one single cell in this source list, highlight the entire list by hitting Control A. Control A stands for R, and I would like to create names from selection. I'll simply tell Excel, please use the column headers to create some names. So I'll click on Create from Selection. Top row is highlighted, and that's fine. I'll hit OK, and now I would have created a range named year, a named range representative, a named range sales, and so on. To check these ranges, click on the down arrow of the name box, and you will see all the names. Let's say I want sales, so if I click on that, Excel recognizes the entire range by its name. That makes creating my calculation a lot easier. I'll be using the SumIf function one more time. Now I have a condition in the name of the sales rep equals SumIf, and then I hit the tab key. What would you like to sum? I would like to sum based on a condition in the sales rep. I remember I named it, so I'll type RE, and here is the name of the sales rep in the IntelliSense list. I select it and hit the tab key, then hit comma. What's your condition? My condition is one cell to my left, and then comma. What would you like to sum? I already named the entire column sales, so if I type S, here is the name of the range sales. I hit the tab key, and you would have created this function. Very descriptive, easy to understand function by using drop lists and named ranges. If I hit enter, it's fully dynamic. So if I change the name from Sandra to Mike, look at that, my function updates. Let's create it one more time. We already created a drop list for the years. Let's select any year, and let's create our SumIf function based upon a condition in the year. Equal SumIf, and then I hit the tab key. What's the name of the range having your condition? It's the year. So if I type Y, here it is, the named range. It's very useful, very powerful, and very beautiful to create a function using named ranges. Now I would like to select a condition. My condition is one cell to my left, and then I hit comma. What would you like to sum whenever you find your condition in the entire range? So in this case, I would like to sum the sales. So I hit the tab key to select sales, and I created my SumIf function. It's a beautiful function that combines the functionality of data validation and named ranges. If you want to know more details about creating drop list and data validation, I encourage you to watch my video tutorials, 25 minutes about data validation from 0 to hero. If you change your condition by using the data validation list to any other condition, so the SumIf function updates automatically. I would like also to show you one more functionality for the SumIf function. We created our drop list, and let me show you how to create a drop list in a different way by naming an entire range. But what I would like to show you is that if you use the functionality of wildcards, you can also neutralize your condition using the SumIf function. Let me explain what I mean. I'm going first to create my drop list. So I'll select the destination cell, use the shortcut Alt-DL. I selected list, and now I would like to select a range. So I'll go and drag the range. I already created that range. And you might have noticed that here on top of the names of the sales rep, I added a question mark and an asterisk. This is a wildcard that I'll explain right now. And then I hit OK, and I created my first drop list. Now I have a drop list from which I can select any condition, including the question mark and asterisk. Let's create our second drop list. I'll show you another method for creating the second drop list. I can name this entire range by using the label at the top as we did before, create from selection, top row, and then hit OK. Now this range is named all years. So what if I want to create my data validation here? I'll be using the name all years for creating my data validation list, the shortcut for data validation Alt-DL, tab L tab, and here is the source. What would you like to do? I'll hit the F3 key to bring the paste name dialog box, and the F3 key is just a reminder for me of the different names available, and the drop list, the contents of my drop list are in the all years named range. I'll hit OK, and another OK, and I would have created my drop list, which also includes a question mark and an asterisk. Let's create our SumIf function as usual, equal SumIf, and then I hit tab. Here I'm looking by representative, so I'll hit representative to select it, and then comma. My condition is one cell to my left, and then I hit comma, and finally I would like here to sum the profit. Why not? I'll type P for profit. I'll shrink my list by typing O, P-R-O, and then I hit tab key to select the profit, close the bracket, and hit enter, and I created the profit. Let's create the sum of profit for each year, equal SumIf, and then I hit tab. My condition this time is in the year, so I'll select the year. Don't be confused, we have a year function. No, I want with the doc tag, so I'll hit the tab key and then comma. My condition is one cell to my left, comma. What would you like? I want to sum the profit, so I'll select PROF, hit the tab key and hit enter, and you would have created the sum of profit for 2012. If you want to change the year, that works fine. Now let's talk about wildcard. As I said, a wildcard is a replacement character. We have so many wildcards. The question mark replaces any one single character. The asterisk replaces any number of characters from 0 to infinity. If you combine them together, that means I want anything which has at least one character and any character that follow, which means simply everything. So what does it mean selecting everything? If I change the name for Mike by everything, which means I want all of them, as if I'm switching the SumIf function simply to a sum function. So now I have the sum of sales for the year, and because the question mark and asterisk is a replacement of characters, not of numbers, it will not work in case of numbers. So look at that. When I switch to numbers, it gives me 0 because it considers what I'm looking for is a character, not a number. That's why it doesn't work in this situation. You use it, it works perfectly with numbers. And to confirm, I'm going to add the sum of profit. So if I type a regular sum function saying equal sum, just to confirm, and select all the profit column, shift control down arrow, and then F4 to lock it and jump back, close the bracket, and then hit enter, I'm getting the same exact result. So in this training video, we learned about the SumIf function, the different ways of using the SumIf function. With one single condition, you can use it with the sum range as a marker. You can omit completely the sum range if your condition is in the numbers. You can combine it with drop list and data validation and named ranges to make it more efficient. You can also use the wild characters, which is neutralizing your condition, but it works only with text. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next training video.